I'll open by saying I am so sorry. I suck at RTS games really hard. It is by far my worst genre. I never had a PC growing up. I don't think our family got a PC until I was like 11 or 12. We certainly didn't have one that was capable of playing PC games. So that was the main source of RTS games. And so I have no training playing them. You go back and watch the Myth the Fallen Lords playthrough. It was miserable to watch. I know you guys can't see anything yet. I'm working on it. I am playing this in a virtual machine after all, so I'm going to give it a really big try. The last time I played this game was in May of 2016. So rather than pick up in the middle of the Earth campaign, I'm actually going to start the Soviet campaign from the beginning and just see how that plays out. I'll probably be very dependent on chat for help. So if you played the game before, please don't hesitate to treat me like the noob I am and just tell me, you need to do this, dude. Because I'm going to sit here and be stuck otherwise. Last thing to mention, so most of my like troll weird viewers, like people that post really mean comments and stuff, come from Undertale, where people are telling me I need to kill myself because I didn't talk to the hamburger character or whatever. But I had somebody that went crazy on me because of my Red Alert 2 video. He posted this comment about how like I played the game wrong and I should have played Red Alert 1 and I'm insulting the series, and he proceeded to like dislike all of my YouTube videos, like all 1,000 plus YouTube videos, posting comments calling me an idiot that should kill myself on every video. I eventually reported him and he got banned, and I think everything got reverted, but it was like, holy crap, what a week. All right, let's play Red Alert 2 with the disclaimer that I'm going to suck at it. Let's give it a shot. I'm just going to start the clock at 0 since we're trying a different campaign here. I know, right? I'm like, this guy is really mad. Like, and this is, he was commenting on this random video from like a year and a half ago is when this happened. It was like a year and a half after the fact. Blew my mind.
General, my name is Lieutenant Zofia. It will be my job to see that your command runs smoothly. I have assisted in over 50 successful campaign simulations since the Great War. I believe you will be more than satisfied with my services. Please stand by, comrade. It is Premier Romanov himself.
If the lovely Lieutenant
I love the
Zofia
setting of
is
Red Alert.
pushing
I'm
for
sad that I'm bad
promotion,
at it.
I would like
I love this
some time with my
concept.
General, please.
Of course,
Great satire.
Comrade General, welcome to the future of Soviet Union. I wanted to introduce you to my little friend. This is Sam, like Uncle Sam. Say hello, little uncle. The
Yeah, it's great.
Americans
I want to play Red Alert 3. It has Tim Curry, right?
Fear Soviet Union. The little turtle sees big Russian missiles coming, and it ducks, and it covers. Duck, cover. Today we will make history, comrade. Together we will destroy the United States, their cities, their homes, their dreams, and perhaps more. This is my advisor, Yuri. He will help make this possible.
I am but a servant of the Soviet Union like you. However, at this moment we must hurry. Time is of the essence.
Of course.
Evil Tech Rasputin.
Comrade, your first
J.K. Simmons is in
objective
3?
will be Washington, D.C. Show us that we were right to let you sit at our table, Comrade General. Crush the Allies in the American capital and destroy the Pentagon.
Was complaining about turtling already a meme in the year 2000 with RTS games? I imagine so.
Control. Stand by.
This game is a contemporary to WWF No Mercy that we were just playing. Yuri Spew. I really like the map music in this game.
Commander, this is the first step in our glorious conquest. Victory here is crucial. Remember, we must crush the Pentagon. Above all else, the Pentagon...
My first objective is to destroy the Pentagon? That's fantastic.
Building. New objective
So I assume I need to build before I do anything. Because I can chill for a sec while it builds, or I should be moving. Oh, whatever, we'll just chill for a sec.
Construction complete. New
Make a
construction
reactor.
options.
Probably need to make dudes right away, right? That's gonna take a little bit longer to do, so I can start. Oh man, I wish I could use WASD to move the map. Oh well.
Construction complete.
Oh god, I'm already stressed. It's okay, everything's gonna be fine. get them somewhere. Oh, there's dudes. Alright, let's fight the dudes first. Will they just automatically shoot people if I leave them near an enemy? It's fine, everything's fine, nothing is ruined. Let's make dudes. I like. And let's make an ore refinery, maybe? There's one here. Okay. Where'd my guys go? Pay no heed to casualties. They auto-attack anything in range. Okay. McBurger Kong. So are the Soviets more like the Zerg, I guess? To the extent that you have RTS archetypes? I feel like StarCraft is like most RTS games subscribe to that kind of model of having lots of small, fast units or more balanced units or big, strong, elite units.
Unit promoted.
How do I put them in a control group? Run back and forth, your hands in the air. Now, should I be destroying their base here, or can I, like, take their base and use it for something?
Unit promoted. Unit promoted.
Stronger vehicles, I see. Oh shit. Okay. So our ore refinery's ready. So let's build it like here. Yes, yes. Now, why would I continue building at this point? Like, is it worth having more than one barracks? I don't really see why I would do it.
Training.
More soldiers, maybe some dogs, I guess. I don't know.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit
They're still obeying my instructions here, they're not. Now, can I can instruct them to go somewhere on the map over here. Okay, I see that it's working. Gotcha.
Unit ready.
Can I set it so that anybody that's produced automatically walks to a certain place, or is that not possible?
Unit ready.
That's an early enough stage. Probably good with what I have right now. For the Union.
We cannot let a near bridge delay.
Set a rally point. Do you know how to do that? Is that what this flag thing is? Oh, it's a waypoint. Guard. Deploy. Type select. Team 1, Team 2. Alright, well, let's chill. Let's try to take this slow for now.
We cannot let a near bridge delay our conquest, Commander. Order your engineers to enter the bridge.
That's a guard. Is there a way for me to easily select just my engineers? Right click with the barracks selected.
Checking design.
Bridge repaired.
Okay, that's cute. And then if I right click with the barracks selected. No. Oh, like in here maybe?
Building.
Guess I'll build another one. I'll just start making a bunch of guards.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete. Unit ready.
Alright, if someone can figure out, you might have to Google it, how I can set a rally point so that those units automatically join me up in this corner here. I'd appreciate it.
Unit ready.
Now that I consume my engineer by putting him in that building, he no longer exists as a unit that I can track.
Ready. Unit ready. Commander, you can order your conscripts into nearby buildings.
Fortify buildings.
Unit lost.
So that if enemies show up later...
Structure garrison. Unit ready.
How does fortifying a building work? So they'll just be shooting at any enemies that walk near it in the future?
Capture the airport, Commander, in order to allow paratroopers to land in the area. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit ready. Unit promoted. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Now, is it worth trying to micro my promoted units? Or not really? Does this game have good multiplayer?
Unit promoted. Unit lost. Building captured. Unit promoted.
Okay, I captured a building that time instead of destroying it. Though I'm not clear on how I do one or the other.
Our base is under attack.
Base is under attack? How the hell did that happen? Talking about the thing I just captured, probably? Probably talking about the thing I just captured.
Order received. For the Union, order received.
Let's do... Barracks is ready. Let's pop up here, I guess. Maybe that's just a statue.
Building.
The reactors I need to power my other buildings, I guess? Is that how that works? Engineers capture
Waiting
buildings.
orders.
Can't capture defensive buildings.
For the
Okay.
Union. Comrade,
So I had an extra engineer with me who happened to walk into it.
home country. For home country. For Mother Russia.
Power meters next to the build buttons. Oh, that's how much I'm currently using? Or how much I have remaining, basically.
Construction complete.
For home country. You are sure?
When they're dug in, they just survive a little bit longer, I guess? Is that something that only they can do? The Allied forces?
For the Union. For the Union.
What does the building that I blew up do
Reinforcements have arrived.
Moving out.
that I could have captured?
You are sure?
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit promoted.
For Mother Russia.
Unit lost.
I think building more than one barracks increases your production rate if you're making a bunch of them.
Destroy it immediately. Unit lost.
Attacking.
The
Attacking. You are
Pentagon
sure?
is finally within our grasp. Destroy it immediately.
Oh, those are sentry guns, I see.
Unit lost. Reinforcements.
Oh, pillboxes,
arrived.
never mind.
Unit lost.
It's like a hyper dug in to be in a pillbox, I guess.
Unit promoted. Unit lost.
Hey, it's the Pentagon. Is there like a select all option? Selected everything on the screen, that's what I wanted. I love that that's the first mission.
Superb, Commander. The Pentagon has been destroyed. Mission accomplished.
Good job, team. Corporal. Destroyed 90 enemies. Par time is 25 minutes. So I rushed it. Right on. Did they have a par time in the Allied campaign as well? I don't think I caught it if there was.
Congratulations, Comrade General. See how the American President Dugan ducks for cover. This is the coastal state of Florida. The Americans have a big naval base in the area. They could strike anywhere from New York to Havana. Comrade, you will need to build a naval base of your own with submarines to keep the weak
Submarines?
Allied Navy from reaching open sea. General Vladimir, who needs no introduction, will oversee the operation and provide you with support from his companionship. До свидания. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't really understand how control groups
Show us
work.
what you can do. But don't think that I will allow you to order me around. Romanov can say what he likes.
This guy's
Out there,
weird.
you follow me, and I will be watching you every step of the way.
I think my disability when it comes to RTS games is as perfect as the enemy of good problem. I can't commit to a strategy that's just good enough. I need to get over that. Continue working on it here. Quick select groups. How do I activate them?
Unit
Like, how do I
control
create a control group?
Unit promoted. Unit
Hey, now I have tanks. Can I get away with the whole game of just controlling all my soldiers and having them focused on one target, or should I really be, like, splitting their focus? Number of units and set the number. Get that number you select those units.
Promoted.
So I could try to have a button that's like just tanks, I guess. Alright, let me kill their tanks and stuff first.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Okay, I understand.
Reinforcements have arrived.
1, 2. Understood. I can add these guys to group 2 once they get down. Oh, but I still need to select the other guys, don't I? I understand.
Ready.
Conscript reporting.
Got it. Cool. Command won't demand me to micro on easy. Gotcha. Chrono miners. What exactly am I mining? I thought this was just like gold or something. So this stage has no building at the moment, right? Because it doesn't give me an option to build. Destroy all enemy forces. It's just like ore. Generic resource that I need. Oh, you can add units to a control group with shift. Right on. Oh, Tiberium is like a sci-fi resource. Now, is this colored ore any different than the gold ore we saw earlier? Or is it basically the same stuff?
Transmission. Comrade General, General Vladimir is calling for you to clear out coastal defenses. It could be a good time for you to build up your naval base.
Tell me to build up my base, but I haven't found a place to do it yet. It's not showing up as an option. All the others worth more. Looks like shift lets me assign more people. Destroying the sandbags. Getting used to the controls. It's helpful that it's not running at 5 frames per second. I am running it in a virtual machine because Windows 10 was still causing it to crash constantly.
Incoming transmission.
Now is the time to strike! Glory to the motherland!
But sir, we are not ready. Not enough submarines are built for...
Nonsense! I could destroy this American Navy with a little
I'm about to
rubber
get
bump.
totally wrecked here, aren't I?
Unit lost. Incoming transmission. General!
Do infantry have a chance against tanks, or is it really just tanks versus
What are you
tanks?
waiting for, General? Do something!
Unit lost.
What's this deploy button you guys are talking about?
Unit lost. Unit
I'm
promoted.
gonna kill all these guys first, then I'll try to figure it out.
Unit lost.
What's an MCV?
Unit lost. Unit promoted.
Oh god, I don't know what you guys are
Unit
talking
lost.
about at all.
Unit lost.
You need to deploy your MCV. I don't know any of those words.
Unit lost.
Your base starts as a vehicle that has to be deployed? Was that true in the first stage as well? $2,000 actually. Yeah. What non-combat vehicle? I don't even know what you're talking about. Did it look like a tank?
Unit lost.
Guess I could probably restart the mission, right? Let's try that. And I can save in the middle of the mission and reload. Oh no. I can't because I didn't save at the beginning because this is a game that doesn't auto-save, presumably, so I have to do the first stage again, probably. I need to be saving more aggressively. Hold on.
Changing position.
Large van type thing.
Target sight.
Unit lost.
Encountering enemy.
First stage started with it deployed. Okay.
Barely there. Encountering enemy. Attacking. Target sight.
Alright, I can try doing a load game here. Operation Hostile Shore. That's today. Let's try that one.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand
Alright,
by.
so let me know when this MCU base vehicle appears on the
Mission
screen.
objective received. Unit promoted.
Alright, so I see a bunch of
Battle
tanks.
controls online.
I do not see a van-looking vehicle. Was the van, like, how did the van get here? Was it part of the drop-off, or was I, like, going and rescuing it earlier or something? Only land vehicle that isn't a tank.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Don't see.
Moving out.
That's a hovercraft, that's not it, right? It's reinforcements. Reinforcements.
Reinforcements ready.
Oh, did it just drop it off right there? Is that what that thing is? Looks like a big truck. A semi.
Waiting order.
So I could deploy it like right here, I guess?
Unit promoted. New construction options.
Okay. Alright.
Promoted.
I can do
Mission
this.
Objective received.
I'm so stressed right now. It'll be fine. Figure it out. It'll be fine.
Construction complete.
Construction's complete. Don't focus on the thing I was just doing.
New construction options.
Now, I probably shouldn't build it here because it's not near an ore refinery for the future. Probably fine for this level, but for future reference, I guess. We'll lose the level on your dignity.
Construction complete.
I can redeploy it. Okay. Does distance from the base matter as far as like building Tesla reactors or whatever? Can I make an ore refinery all the way over there and have it be fine? It looks like I can only build within a certain number of squares from the base.
Building.
So if I redeploy it, do I lose all the other buildings except for the big one? How do I redeploy it?
Incoming transmission.
Waiting orders. Moving out.
Comrade General.
They just automatically go to the
Vladimir
nearest
is calling for you to
possible
clear out coastal
location.
defenses. It could be a good time for you to build up your naval base.
Still have those buildings.
For the Union. Order received.
Incoming transmission.
As in, like, the other buildings will pack up with the main building? Or...
Now is the time to strike! Glory to the motherland!
But sir, we are not ready. Not enough submarines are built for...
Nonsense! I could destroy this American Navy with a little rubber dog.
Unit lost. Incoming transmission.
Now, how long can I spend just dicking around building? Will the enemy eventually come rush me?
Estimated Allied forces.
What are you waiting for, General? Do something!
Unit lost.
For the Union.
Reinforcements have arrived.
So I probably want to hold back next time for as long as possible. It's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Just breathe. Dude, it's so... It's super interesting to me. Like,
Building.
I'm really challenged to imagine being in a mindset where a game like this, like, you can be good at it and be super and have it be super fun. Like, even outside of the context of being a pro at it, I'm enjoying this. It's fun to be stressing out, but I'm just like describing how much my brain does not mesh with the RTS. Like, did you guys? Is there anyone who played their very first RTS and just clicked for them instantly, and they were like, "Oh man, I totally get this. This is super fun. I'm gonna play a ton of this." Or did everyone play it for a bunch of hours, just like flopping like a fish on the sand for like a week, and then finally you figured out, like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now it's fun.
For the Union.
Enemies will attack. They don't tend to send large enemies, so I can try to just turtle up. Maybe I'll just turtle them. It'll take forever. I stopped my miner from mining? How is that even possible? It's okay. Yeah, I need to get my heart rate monitor, man. It gets intense. It's shameful.
Cannot deploy here.
Does enable shipyard have to be touching water? Has to be entirely
New
in water, of
construction
course.
options. The Typhoon attack sub is undetectable by normal allied units, but look out for
Like
allied
8 to 10.
dolphins and destroyers.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Building.
Like, what's the... Just accepted that you were bad at it. Maybe that's what I have to do, right?
Our base is under attack. Ore miner under attack.
Yeah, it's difficult for me to describe why I'm so stressed.
Ready.
Part of it is that every single time it pops up and says a building is ready or a unit is ready, I feel like if I spend even a microsecond not going over and commanding them to build something new, that I'm making a gigantic mistake, right? And that's not, it's fine, like you can't be perfect. So these are my submarines over here, which I can send around to go blow up one of the allied bases, I guess. Well, I think it's an anxiety thing. I don't think there's a reason for it.
Target sighted.
Mm-hmm.
Unit lost.
Yeah, so like right now, I've got all these ground troops, and I could be building... Can I attack our aerial units, like, invincible against submarines?
Unit lost.
I might be targeting them, it's hard to
Unit
tell.
lost.
But while I'm focusing on sending these submarines down, I'm completely neglecting everything else it could be doing.
Unit
Don't
lost.
have anti-air, so it's like a rock, paper, scissors type thing.
Ore miner under attack.
Sure, and that's interesting because like 14, I don't care if I'm not doing optimal rotation. Like, who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, we're still gonna win. And maybe I'm not even at the point where I feel like I'm gonna win yet. What's a good comparison? The power got taken down? Is there a reason I can't click on my base on the map anymore? When did people get to my base? Oh my god, when did that happen?
Vehicle reporting. Waiting orders.
Did it give me a...
Position.
This is my ore refine. Minimap depends on power. How did my base get destroyed? Does anyone have a guess? I mean, I've got all these soldiers that are standing around. Was it those airplanes from earlier and I didn't have any way to attack them?
Insufficient
Conscript
funds.
reporting. Location confirmed.
Okay, so this map is already GG. Let's try it again. Round 3. This is why I'm stressed by this game.
Establishing battlefield.
It's fine. I need to play more RTSs if I'm ever going to get good at them. They count as awesome games. So, I need to play them and beat them.
New mission objective received.
Guys in the forest chipping down my base. Okay.
Unit promoted. Battle control online.
So, what should I be focusing on? You guys just go ahead and tell me exactly what to do, and then maybe eventually I will build an intuition for it. I should be sitting here and making a base and just turtling up for a few minutes. It seemed like it wanted me to take 25 minutes for the first mission, which was very easy mode. So I don't feel like I need to rush the objective. Keep an eye on the minimap at all
Unit
times.
promoted.
See, but that's part of the issue, right? Like, looking at the minimap is opportunity cost. I'm not taking actions if I pause to glance at it.
Unit lost.
Which is fine, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm just explaining why it stresses me out so bad. Alright, let's deploy it closer to the ore this time. I want it to be close to the ore. I guess I need to send some scouts out to troops out to scout. Because I need it to also be close enough to the water. So maybe where I built it earlier it was actually as good as I was going to get because I needed a naval shipyard, so I'll move it back here. Focus on resource economy until you can steamroll the map. Okay, focus on resource gathering and unit construction. That's the basis of macro. Thank you.
Vehicle reporting. Vehicle report. Location confirmed.
How do I deploy this thing again? Remind me.
Ready, comrade. Vehicle reporting. Vehicle
Just to be like not vehicles in the way of it or something.
locating position.
Construction options.
because there were guys in the way.
Building.
I'm just gonna chill here. I'm just gonna try to focus on building stuff. If dudes show up, I'll try to shoot them.
Construction complete. New construction options.
There's my power increased. I understand.
Building.
Ore refinery gets me more money, and reactors get me more power. And this is the max power. Now, is it usually worth it to try to max out your power meter? Or you don't really max it because it'll go down when I build something that consumes power, right?
Comrade General. General Vladimir is calling for you to clear out coastal defenses. It could be a good time for you to build up your
Focuses
naval
on
base.
resources. Working on it. Thank you.
Construction complete.
Can I rotate the placement of buildings, or no, not really? Okay, so I can actually put it in a pretty decent distance.
Building.
Naval shipyard. Oh, the yellow part is the used power, the green is the available power. You can't rotate them. I see. Okay. Is that only true for this game, or is that generally true?
Complete.
What's this number in the top right corner? Is that my money?
New construction options. Building. The Typhoon attack sub is undetectable by normal Allied units, but look out for Allied dolphins and destroyers. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Get a barracks over here. 3D RTS games let you rotate. See.
Incoming transmission.
Now is the time to strike!
He says that at a predetermined time.
But
Okay.
sir, we are not ready. Not enough submarines are built for...
Nonsense! I could destroy this American Navy with a little rubber dog.
Now, the reason that the build orders stopped there is because I didn't have enough money. And then whenever the ore refinery gets there, it's going to give me more money.
have underestimated Allied forces.
Okay.
What are you waiting for, General? Do something!
Calm down, bearded fellow.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I guess I wasn't ever supposed to take him seriously. God, where's the shooting coming from?
Comrade. Done. Attacking. Moving out.
Our base is under attack.
Order
Where? I don't... Destroy all enemy forces.
for the Union.
Okay, my ore refinery is still there. I probably need to build another one here after this war factory is done. But it's very expensive, so I think I need to have multiple... Now, does this eventually run out of ore after I've gathered too much of it?
Conscript reporting. Reporting. Order received.
Can repair with a wrench icon. Does that require a... what do you call it? An engineer? Gold ore is constantly being replaced. Did I actually have a building get damaged there? I can see one.
On hold. Cancelled. On hold.
Okay, so I can cancel any of these people and just try to focus on buildings. So the war factory is what's so expensive. The drill makes more ore. I see. This guy right here. Looks like, oh, okay, it has slightly lower health. It's not completely full. Alright, so once the war factory builds, I'll make another ore refinery. A little bit more chill now. Can do this, as long as I know that just standing here waiting and building resources. I always thought that they give you an initial group of soldiers, that you had to be going out as soon as the battle begins, taking out as many of their dudes as possible, while keeping track and clicking back on your map and building things. I didn't realize that you could get away with just kind of sitting here and turtling for a long time. So that's helpful to know.
Building.
Build turrets. What's the war miner? Working on it. That whole sufficient funds thing. So you're saying that not all fields have one of these drills. Can I sometimes expand my base further to get closer to another field? Campaigns let you turtle on lower difficulties. Okay. Wait, so I can build more war miners while only having one ore. So I was going to try to build a second ore refinery, but that's not necessary. What I actually want to do is build more miners. Okay. What's the point of having multiple refineries then? Oh god, what's happening? Where is it happening? I heard somebody yell. I don't see anybody. I think all the beachgoers. It's funny. Too many miners get bottlenecked at one refinery. Ah. So it's good to do both. So it's not a waste that I already started building the second refinery, is what you're telling me. Can I clear out, like, parts of the environment here? Also, do I get penalized if I were to have built this, like, directly behind this one? Does that mean that it wouldn't be able to, like, the miner wouldn't be able to get to this thing? Or there's no penalty for building them right next to each other like that?
Building.
Each refinery comes with a miner. Only one truck can unlock at a time. I can't, like, queue them, basically. Okay. It's a lot of people talking about bottlenecking right away. What's my next question?
Unit ready.
Just don't surround it. Okay. Do I want to maximize my space usage and never leave little blank spaces like I did here? Explosive barrels.
Ore miner under attack.
Can I safely detonate them? Oh god, oh god, oh god. Alright, it's fine. Everything's fine. Don't stress. Please don't destroy my ore miners.
You are sure?
So maybe I should have dudes over by this area.
For the Union.
Ore miner under attack.
And I could build an engineer to fix the miners, I guess? Don't have to worry about it, space out your buildings. Or do they only fix buildings?
Building.
Repair the miners at the war factory. You never need to build enough to run out of space. It's good to spread out so it's harder to destroy. Oh, do attacks have like splash damage or something? Alright, so what's a flak track? How is that different from a
Unit ready.
tank? Oh god, where's shooting happening? Everything's fine, nothing is ruined.
Building.
Guess let's build some sentry
Unable
guns.
to comply. Building in progress.
Did the walls just slow enemies down or force them to bottleneck or something? Can I build
Building.
walls to protect the sentry gun or something? Anti-air. Troop transport.
Construction complete.
Cool. Thank you guys for your patience with me. Like I said, I never grew up with any of these
Building.
games, so this is really my first time. I was able to, like, cheese my way through Myth the Fallen Lords, and that didn't even have buildings.
Unit ready. Building.
See, so they pop out of the war factory here.
Vehicle reporting. Changing position.
So I want that to accompany,
Moving.
maybe follow along the
Moving.
coast with my submarines, because the submarines can't attack the planes at all.
Building.
bunch of tanks and a bunch of dudes.
Unit ready.
Maybe some engineers.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready.
Changing position.
Unit ready.
Who's shooting
Unit
who? Oh god.
ready.
Alright, everything's fine. Chill out. It's gonna be fine.
Ore miner under attack. Our base is under attack. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit
Can I accidentally, if I'm damaging
Unit
attackers
ready.
with some of my like
Unit
tanks, can I
ready.
splash damage?
Unit
Accidentally harm my
Unit
own
ready.
units? Not
ready.
really.
Building.
Waiting order.
Unit ready.
Order received.
Construction complete.
Sentry guns down here.
Unit ready.
Let's try to
Building.
build sentry guns everywhere.
Unit ready.
And sorry, I missed it if someone answers. Are walls worth building?
Construction complete.
It's usually
Building.
small. I guess I'll try building one real quick and see what happens.
Training. Unit ready. Construction complete. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Oh, that's
Unit
really
ready.
small.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Yeah,
Unit
I wouldn't
ready.
want to. That seems like a lot of
Unit
micro
ready.
as well, right?
Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit
Comrade.
ready.
For the
Unit
start.
ready. Unit ready.
Waiting order.
Unit ready.
Unit ready.
Okay, I think I've got a ton of dudes.
Unit ready.
I got a lot of tanks and stuff. I can probably send my submarines around the corner here to start taking things out. Now, I think the blue dots that are down along the coastline are probably those planes from earlier, right?
Moving.
Unit ready.
So I can try sending this down there. Oh god, there's more guys down here. I
Waiting
didn't see
orders. For home country. For Mother Russia. Comrade reporting. You are sure? Attacking. For Mother Russia. For Mother Russia.
Unit
Order
ready.
received.
I'll post every 5 or so squares.
Moving out. For Mother Russia.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to select this thing to try to help with the aircraft. If it works that way, I'm not sure if it
Insufficient
does.
funds.
Changing position.
Unit ready.
Vessel ready. Target sighted. Close and fire.
Hey, 10 subs. Oh, so those are like aircraft carriers? Okay, where'd my flak thing go?
Ready.
Why is it?
Moving.
Is it getting hit by the...
Lost.
Okay. So once the
Vessel ready.
aircraft are deployed, am I just basically hosed? Because I can't... If they're over the ocean, I don't have an aircraft that can take them out, right? Or are the planes connected to the carrier? They just... Oh, that one went down for some reason.
Close and fire.
Okay, so when the carrier's dead, they go away. Okay, that's cool. Less stress then.
Close and fire.
Sweet.
Fire at will.
Unit lost.
Yes.
Oh, I can't... Technically not in my vision radius anymore.
Vessel reporting.
Carriers would killed my base. Like I attacked one and didn't finish it off, and it snuck around back and just blew me up. Okay. This isn't so bad right now. I've always assumed that I really had to focus more on attacking immediately. And I think that that's been my error in all of the RTS games we played on stream so far. No, if you're playing on a low difficulty, you're probably okay to just turtle and understand what the different buildings do. And then it seems like you transition from a building phase into an attack phase where, like, okay, you can kind of not really care about building anymore. And I guess I could set up a bunch of conscripts to build, since I'm not doing anything else with my money at the moment. But
Unit ready. Unit ready.
is that correct?
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Okay.
Unit
So it's not... I need to always be
Unit ready.
balancing
Unit.
combat and macro if I'm going to be
Unit
playing on this
ready.
difficulty. I can open
Unit
with macro, and then when I feel confident,
Unit ready.
then I can try to push in.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Do naval units only ever really attack
Unit ready.
other naval units?
Unit
Can I not get to
ready.
terrestrial units at all? I guess I can use them to scout the coastline. Multiplayer and single player have very little relation to each other. I guess that's probably part of it. I think that the vast majority of my exposure to this genre has been from seeing and hearing about multiplayer.
Naval reporting.
So I can play single player pretty differently. Gotcha. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Ready, comrade. Moving out. Moving out.
Now I have a shit ton of everything.
Moving out.
I should be good to go out and just murder everything. Zergum.
Order received. Da.
Zerging would have been going first. I guess also just having a huge horde.
Unit lost.
Now can I have a body blocking issue where I have too many units and they can't attack, or not really? They shoot over their allies.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Also, has the computer been steadily building this whole time as well? Like, do I have an advantage as a player?
Unit promoted.
For home country.
Disallowed base
Unit
building.
lost.
Let's see. Turtle and Surge.
Mother Russia. Da.
Okay.
Unit lost.
That was something that was really stressful about
Unit promoted.
Myth the Fallen Lords. That game was all about micro because it didn't have base building. And if you had your archers were in the path of an ally, they would just shoot their ally in the back and kill them. So you had to be really careful about positioning them in specific like formations, and it seems like that doesn't really matter in this game. It's artificially limited by the difficulty.
Order received. For the Union. Moving out. For the Union. Da.
I see. But then it kind of caps itself out.
For the Union.
So if you play on the highest difficulty, does it
Unit promoted.
it can just build as much as you can build? Hey, first try. Whew. I still eat. So the part time was 45 minutes. Is that just because the difficulty's so low? Am I really thinking about RTS games that incorrectly? Like, every single one of these missions, I've assumed that I'm coming in like 20 minutes over time and I should be clearing them in like a minute and a half. That sounds like that's the multiplayer mindset, right? RTS matches and single player are about taking your time.
Our nation's top leaders presided over the parades today in Red Square
I thought
to
Myth would be
celebrate
easy
the
mode,
ongoing
'cause it wouldn't have
victory
buildings,
over
but-
the United States. Premier Romanov himself presented the Order of Stalin to the hero of the campaign, General Vladimir.
We both know the truth, comrade. Just because Vladimir can retreat to Moscow more quickly does not mean he should take all credit, right? But no matter, let me share something with you. The human brain is a Pandora's box of electrical charges we can only begin to understand. Most brains are but receivers. However, some are advanced, sending and receiving charges as they choose. This is my psychic
This is the base resolution of the game.
beacon. With it,
It's actually a little bit
we can
higher
send
than the
any
original game
message we
release.
want,
If you put it at
We'll
1080p, you can see the whole map, but everything's super
everywhere.
tiny.
In the end, the Americans will be ours. Mind, body, and if you like, soul. Comrade, begin the psychic invasion in New York City. A victory there could not possibly escape Romanov's eyes.
Yeah, I think this is the intended resolution the game was built at. Maybe the later games are better, but I tried doing this on 1080p before I saw it crashing in Windows 10, and like the map was so huge it was impossible to make out any units. The little TV screen in the corner that has the cinematics was like, I don't know, a little bit smaller than the live split counter in the top right corner. So maybe if you were just focusing on
Comrade
gameplay,
General, the Premier
do all the units
requests
really
that you
well.
capture the pathetic capitalist shrine in New York called the World Trade Center. After you overwhelm the American
Oh, wow.
defenses in the area, plant a psychic beacon to secure our control.
Welcome
the World
to
Trade
New York,
Center.
Commander.
Psychic
Enter the
beacon.
Allied Battle Lab at the
Oh, that's
World
cool.
Trade Center and use their technology to build the psychic beacon.
Yay, science.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Can you screw yourself at the very beginning of the game by not building an ore refinery early enough and just be broke and unable to get more money? Also, is that like a old school RTS design thing? Like, I'm curious if modern games keep you from reaching an unwinnable game state, or they're just like, yep, you lost your base building vehicle, it's GG. Gotcha. I guess what you could do is if you lose your base building vehicle, then it literally is just GG. It doesn't require you to load. The game tries to determine if it's a winnable state or not.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. New construction options.
Radar.
Building.
Try it. I haven't gotten one before. Presuming that reveals some of the fog of war. Okay. So you wouldn't want to just end the game if your base is destroyed.
Construction
Gotta
complete.
make an engineer at some point. And you said that because of the way destruction works, you do want to space out your buildings a little bit, because you're never going to completely fill the space. It's not like Factorio in that respect.
Construction complete.
What does MCV stand for?
New construction options.
You gotta make at least one. Oh, Tesla troopers, that's cool. Flak troopers are anti-air troopers, presumably.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Building.
Factory.
Unit
The music
ready.
is really good. Mobile construction vehicle. Gotcha. This is great. I love all the Red Alert pros. I ask a question and I get like 3 echoing replies. It actually helps me to make sure I see it, right? Yeah, I love the soundtrack for this game. I'll have to download it at some point.
Building.
Let's try to start building sentry guns so I can feel confident when I leave my base. Don't need to stress way out.
Construction complete.
Now, can I like send
Cancel.
1 second. Do I have a soldier? Can I like blow up this car
You are sure?
so I can build here? Slowly, but it appears to be the answer is yes. There's people who have played the game is what I mean
Building.
to say. Oh shit, I didn't mean
Unable
to
to
do that.
comply. Building in progress. On hold.
Wait, I thought I already built the war factory. Can I not deploy it now? Did I make a mistake?
Building.
It's a bummer. Oh, it's because the sentry gun became ready at the same time and I can't do 2 at once? Uh-oh. Shit.
Training. Unit ready. Unit
Probably should be building more
ready.
guards at the beginning just in case that
Unit
happens.
ready. Unit ready.
Oh yeah? You
Unit
guys have custom
ready.
servers to be able to continue to play with each other?
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Yes, Commander.
Unit lost.
Right click cancels construction.
Unit ready.
Conscript report. Order received.
Okay, my sentry gun is still doing fine.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Alright, let's start to build,
Incoming
get
transmission.
more money, tanks, B3 rockets.
Comrade General, you may wish to move your psychic commandos closer to the enemy. You will find their persuasive power very useful.
What's the use of a Tesla trooper? Are they just really good
Nothing.
infantry units? Right click something that's ready, it cancels it. Okay.
Unit ready.
Yeah, is there any reason to stick with the Red Alert 2 Lella Beans over like Red Alert 3 or some of the more recent RTS games? Anti-tank. Okay. Gotcha. Can I repair the sentry gun with a engineer?
I have the information. Checking.
Yes.
Unit ready. Building. Training.
Try to make a ton of
Unit
conscripts.
ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Now, they've run out of ore, and I don't see any ore that's... I guess there's some down here. And this, because there's a drill there, that ore will replenish indefinitely.
Unit
And they're just going to start driving toward it because they know that it exists. Now, will they drive towards ore if it's not yet revealed in the
Unit ready.
Fog of War, or only if I've
Unit
revealed it?
ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Red Alert 2's the best.
Unit ready.
I haven't done the Allied side, no. I started it a year and a half ago.
Unit ready.
I'm playing this for a subscribers block. I'm usually very terrible at... Well, I continue to be very terrible at RTS games. But I'm learning in real time how to play them.
Moving.
And I feel less miserable about it now that I know that I'm not supposed to just multiplayer rush down the enemy immediately. Just how I thought you were supposed to play. I was stressing out because I'm like, man, I gotta like send these guys in to attack immediately, and I don't have time to build my base. And they're all like, no, you don't have to, you can sit and turtle for a bit on the lower difficulties, it's okay. It's only multiplayer where you gotta be panicking over every second of gameplay.
Unit lost. Unit
I just didn't grow up with PC games as a kid, so I didn't have a lot of time to sit and suck privately at these games. Capture the oil rigs for more money? Oh, so send in a... Instead of destroying them, try to send in a engineer into them? Okay.
Training.
Engineers are the cappers in all cases, basically? Thanks for the heads up.
Unit ready.
They're among the most streamlined RTS games. What makes 2 so good
Design.
that, like, the sequels didn't?
Unit ready.
I have the information. I will go. Examine.
I hear people say the same thing about StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2. I wonder what it is.
Unit ready.
I have the information. Checking.
They're gonna remain damaged, unfortunately, right?
Tech. Building captured. Unit ready.
Oh, but then I can send new engineers to repair them. Now, engineers are always consumable for any task you use them for, right? If you use them to capture a building, then they're gone. If you use them to repair, they're gone.
Building captured.
Oh, they explode. Select T, let's select all the units of
I
the
have
same
the
kind.
information.
Oh, selected across the whole map. Good looking out. One Lathe. Okay, so I can repair all these without too much trouble. Let's do that now.
Unit ready.
Don't think there's anything in the back, like, they won't be able to show up off map, right? Enemies have to appear on map, I assume.
Unit ready.
Oh, Red Alert 3 isn't the same people. Interesting. Right on. That's cool. Alright, so... What's the deal with some of my psychics being connected to certain vehicles by default? Slash, did I craft those psychics, or are they just available to me automatically because of the nature of this mission?
Yes, Commander.
Working on it. Undoing my damage. They're just given to me? Okay. But in the future I might have to have a building that creates psychics like that. That's cool. Is that unique to the Soviets in this game?
Checking design.
Oh.
Conscript reporting.
So these used to be... That's why I even have tanks without having built any. Because my psychic stole some enemy tanks. So if the psychic dies, their control gets relinquished? Be careful to protect them at this point. And do they have to maintain a minimum distance from their allies?
Training. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Unit.
What's the rockets have long range, I assume? That's why you build them?
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
I have a miner in my
Unit
army here.
ready. Unit
Now,
ready.
how can I set my miner to just mine? I don't want to have to think about it.
Unit ready.
Rockets are
Unit
anti-building.
ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit
Is there a button
ready.
I can press
Unit ready.
until the psychic
Unit
dies?
ready.
Okay. So gotta be careful with the psychics.
Unit ready.
Once you click on an ore field, then they'll start behaving automatically at that point. Okay, thank you. Good to know.
Comrade.
Good army over here.
Conscript reporting.
Yeah.
Comrade.
Unit ready.
Waiting order. For the Union.
I'll start marching them forward here. I want to build some more tanks first, I think. What's the main reason for taking out buildings?
Unit ready.
Removing cover from enemies. Yeah, so can you help me to understand, like, what's the use case for a control group?
Unit
Like,
ready.
that's for when I want to micro and say, okay, I want my tanks to go this way and my soldiers to go this way. Just because the tanks are a little bit, quite a bit faster than the soldiers, right? So I'm going to deposit on their finder and make them find an ore field for you. Okay.
Unit ready.
They'll find an ore field even if one's not in the fog of war? Thank you, Kami. I appreciate that.
Moving. Location confirmed.
Oh, I still have an ore miner? How does that keep happening? I'm just trying to select all on the screen. See, that's interesting that they even let you... There is zero purpose for the miners to do anything other than mine, right? Like, I would never intentionally drive them out from... with my combat group. Easy to jump to. Looks like it lets me select them, but double tapping doesn't let me jump to where they are. That'd be very
Unit
convenient.
ready.
Miners can act as a shield. Oh, that's interesting. So you can build a mine and put it out in front.
Ready.
It's no worries. I meant to assume that pillboxes have dudes in them.
Unit ready.
I can see selecting a group off camera being important, yeah.
Coupled with devastating damage potential. Destruction guaranteed. Just don't leave it undefended.
I'll leave it undefended.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit
Patrol
lost.
groups help you keep engineers and psychics separate from main
Unit
armies.
ready. Unit lost.
Is there a max max distance on the psychic power?
Unit
Can I just keep my psychics that I've already controlled enemy tanks at my base indefinitely?
Unit ready. Unit lost.
I'll try to start practicing using them soon. Guessing taking out enemy economy is not as big of a deal in easy mode single player.
Unit ready.
It's attacking me. Maybe they can't attack it from the bridge.
Unit promoted.
Get away without using control groups. Okay. I think my current style of build a giant Zerg army and then just send them in and overwhelm will probably be fine for easy mode to get me through the story. But maybe I'll get to a point where I want to practice more complicated tactics for future play.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit promoted.
How did I end up deselecting all my tanks like that?
Comrade reporting. Order received.
Unit lost.
Steamrolling.
Unit lost.
Attacking.
Oh, okay. So if I capture enemies that invade my base, I can just then leave the psychic at the base forever.
Conscript reporting.
It's kind of cool. Let me go back to building stuff, I guess. I probably want to keep making tanks.
Building.
Waiting. Vehicle reporting. Changing.
Did not accidentally select a miner that time. That's good.
Moving.
Do the missiles have really long range?
Changing.
Or is it mostly their damage potential that you want?
Unit ready.
Changing position.
Yeah, I'll have to do the Allied story at some point.
Moving. Changing position.
Oh, I see. When I pressed T earlier, it selected my tanks on the other side of the map, so I gotta be careful with that too.
Changing position.
Unit
I
ready.
guess I can make Control Group 2 be my
Changing position.
vehicles.
Location confirmed. Location confirmed.
It isn't insane.
Unit ready.
Cool. That's pretty good range. Right on. And make it so it's not terribly easy to accidentally take out your entire own unit.
Changing position.
Unit ready.
Moving.
I could technically try to rush this mission by ignoring the enemies that aren't on the straight path to the World Trade Center and sending my my engineer over there and just trying to defend them.
Unit ready.
Changing position.
Blue roofed buildings have units inside them. They've been reinforced basically. So do the units, do they shoot outside of the building or something?
Changing position. Moving. Moving.
Unit
Moving.
ready.
Moving. Encountering enemy.
Oops. So I just overwrote these guys, I see.
Waiting order.
Unit ready.
Ready, comrade.
Keep sending dudes in here. And they presumably have like a defense bonus or something while they're in there. So there's a reason to fortify. Should I generally be thinking about fortifying if I've got excess troops and I'm just trying to keep the enemy from advancing on me? Or is that more of a defense tactic? Okay. Gotcha. Now I can capture these buildings with what are these? Are these like reactors? Power?
We will bury that.
Okay, I did friendly fire myself there with a missile. I gotta be careful.
Unit promoted.
But that's the mission critical structure. Shit, do not destroy.
Unit ready.
That's the thing I have to capture, not the actual. Okay, I understand. Let me save really quick, just because this mission's been taking a while. I don't want to make a mistake. Big Apple, 3 a.m. Fortunately, the game gave me a heads up.
Unit lost. Unit promoted. Unit ready.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and build some engineers. Is there a way for me to transport engineers up there faster than just having them walk? Is that what the flak track is for? Yeah, I think one more shot and it would have been blown up. And I've been like, what happened?
Unit promoted.
Doy.
Unit ready.
I will go.
Flak track.
Vehicle reporting. Location.
Now does a little blue icon on the bottom tell me how many soldiers are currently in there, I guess?
Location confirmed.
So I want to use flak tracks in the future.
Unit ready.
Maybe I want to build a couple of those so that I don't have the problem where I'm trying to select all my units and my tanks are like halfway across the map and the infantry's taking forever to catch up,
Unit
right?
ready.
Location confirmed.
Gotcha.
Location confirmed. Changing position. Changing position.
So,
Unit
somewhere to go on
ready.
the map up here, right? I'd like to be able to... Is there a button I can press to look on the map
Unit
without
ready.
canceling the selection of my currently selected unit?
Changing position.
I can right-click to cancel selection.
Unit ready.
Oh, it depends on what's in it. So, can I not mix engineers and conscripts and Tesla warriors in the same... Just left click on the map. Yeah, so like if I have this guy selected and I left click on the map, it just sends him there.
Waiting order.
Okay. Click twice to get him to come out.
Unit ready. Building captured.
Hey.
Captured sold. The beacon.
Perhaps I could be of assistance.
Our base is under attack. Ore miner under attack.
Position. Waiting order.
Who's attacking? How? Really? I don't see anybody. So I'm gonna send these guys up.
Moving.
It's an interesting question, Spiky.
Our
This
base
game has a
under
few mechanics like
attack.
that.
Unit promoted.
What's the best way to take out these guys? Can I use normal infantry shoot them?
Unit promoted.
Probably need to not use these things ever, basically.
Ready, comrade. Location confirmed.
And get them the hell out of the way so they're not accidentally blowing anything up.
Location
Unit
confirmed.
lost.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit lost. Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Working on it.
Ore miner under attack. Unit promoted. Unit promoted.
Flak
Unit
track
lost.
and black troopers.
lost.
Okay.
Unit promoted. Unit lost. Unit lost. Warning, enemy air armada detected.
Looks like they gave me some little dudes with
Detected.
RPGs. Are those the flak troopers? Looks like they parachuted down to make sure I had them.
Unit lost.
Beacon
Unit
deployment in
lost.
1 minute.
Unit
Oh god,
lost.
that's a lot of guys. Where's all my
Unit promoted. Unit
tanks that I
lost.
sent over here?
Building.
Probably needed to
Unit
control group
lost.
them so I knew what the hell I was doing, right?
Unit
Oh, they sent a bunch of
lost.
guys down by my base.
Unit promoted.
Now I have to see if I outlive it,
Unit
basically.
Training. Unit lost.
Once
Unit
it's built, I'm gonna psychic
Unit lost.
dominate all these people, presumably.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Ore miner under beacon deployed and online. Unit lost.
Allied troops are now under Soviet control. That's pretty sweet. That's awesome. Oh, I could have had an engineer up here to report the beacon.
Ready.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind for next time. That's typically going to be an end of mission objective, right? It's never going to be something that I can realistically build because it's always going to end the mission if I completely dominate all the enemies. Faster than seconds, right? Technical Sergeant. Entire American Armor Division was captured by its power before they could escape. 25 minutes. Stock footage.
Form up!
I don't need engineers to repair buildings. Who can repair buildings? Oh,
We have a situation
Just a micro
that
thing to
requires
click on them?
immediate attention, Comrade General. The Republic of Korea has made a move we did not anticipate. I am tracking Korean vessels en route to what I expect to be a landing near Vladivostok. Comrade General, Premier requests your immediate attention. I'll put you through.
resources.
Comrade!
Oh, okay.
I was just reassuring
It's not
Comrade
completely
Yuri
free.
We have nothing to fear from the Republic of Korea.
Perhaps the Premier is forgetting he must remind the world of His Eminence.
Yes, well... Yes.
But do not be troubled. The General here, after doing so well with New York, surely can handle this threat.
Perhaps. But I think we should call Vladimir.
As you wish, Comrade Premier. General?
Da! He is war hero. He needs rest. Take care of the Republic of Korea, comrade. Show them how we treat our enemies.
We dominate all of them. Setting is so cheesy and over the top. I love it. All right. I was about to say, what's the pause button? I remember there isn't one.
Construction options. Building. I have displayed the
So this one I start with a reactor, so I don't really need to worry about building one immediately. Oh, now I have a time limit until an allied invasion. So this is my first time having a mission that I need to be focused on defense rather than attack. Is that common?
Building.
For a mission to open like this? Okay. Basically saying I have 10 minutes to do as much macro as possible. Okay.
Unit ready.
This should be the tutorial mission. I'd love to have this be the way to teach you.
New construction options. Building.
Amphibious transport lets me put soldiers and move them across the water, is that right?
New construction options.
Repair and selling buildings. Oh, okay,
The Allied
thank you.
air forces are
I
threatening
did not
our
see that
position.
earlier.
Deploy our flak cannons and they will turn the enemy's air units into scrap metal. Building. Training. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
I didn't actually see what the radar did last time.
Ready.
Someone tell me how the radar works?
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit
Oh wow, those have
ready.
huge range, that's cool.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit
Build a
ready.
bunch of those and then some
Building.
sentry guns.
Unit ready.
Oh, I don't even have a mini map until I build and it's only one radar dish is enough to get a
Unit
mini map.
ready. Unit ready.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
So I guess in previous missions where I started with a mini map, I technically started with a radar and probably just didn't notice it, right?
Low power. Construction complete.
Low
Our base is under attack.
Ready?
Incoming transmission.
Thought I was safe. Terror drones.
Comrade, I have just received a demonstration brief of our terrifying new anti-armor weapon. They are affectionately referred to as terror drones.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you like
Those little
comrade?
ticks.
I thought you might like to play rough in battle.
Building.
That's cute. What's a service depot do?
Construction complete. Building.
Let's keep building a couple more
Building.
flak cannons. And each of these categories I can be building at simultaneously, right?
Training. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Repairs vehicles. So I have to drive the vehicles to the repair depot. Is that usually worth it on easy?
Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete. Unit ready.
Let's go into
Building.
here.
Insufficient funds. Building.
Sentry guns. But each thing within one of these tabs are competing with each other, right?
Building. Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Some flak tracks. Service depot can remove terror drones from units. Oh, terror drones are like they're like a dot, basically. They do DPS over time. I really need to build another war miner, I think.
On hold. Cancelled. Construction complete. Cancelled. Cancelled. Building. Construction complete.
I'm not confident that this is going to go super well. We'll see in a second, I guess. They can attack another vehicle and dot the same. Ah, okay. Drive the allied invaders back into the sea. I think I built inefficiently and this isn't going to go well.
Cannot deploy here. New
There's my
construction
mini-map.
options.
Now it's showing me the dudes as they approach me.
Ship reporting.
I see. So they had some transports, basically, I'm guessing, that dropped those guys off.
Unit ready. Unit promoted.
Cool.
Building.
Build another sentry gun, maybe some Tesla troopers. Doing okay on money at the moment. I've got 2 miners.
Construction complete. Unit promoted. Insufficient funds. Unit lost.
Repair my
Unit
buildings.
promoted. Repairing. Unit ready.
So I can just spend money on set everything to repair. Okay, I understand now. But it's not free, it's just something that's part of the micro of the game, I guess. Black cannons don't hit
Unit
ground
ready.
units.
Conscript order received. Moving out. Da. For the Union.
So they have to turn this corner, so I have a good defensive position right now. North section of my base is getting wrecked? Where?
Incoming transmission.
Looks like all my buildings are full up. Oh, there's a house?
General, we have made our stronghold in your motherland. Prepare for your defeat.
Which one's the house? It looks like the lighthouse doesn't let me input anything. This house here? Oh, okay. That's good. Barracks is damaged. Oh, okay. I see those small tick of damage. Now the amount I spend on repairing is a function of how much I how much damage it's taken. It costs less to repair if it's only taken 1 point of damage versus it being 1 point from dead, I assume. That's cool. Thank you for the heads up on garrisoning the building there. This is bad. Oh, they already took out my naval. Oops. Probably don't have any way to take them out, do I, other than the sentry guns right now.
Building.
Couple tanks that only had 3 conscripts attacking them.
Construction complete.
They're slowly trying to take out my main base here, but I'm going to go ahead and repair it.
Repairing.
And I can repair sentry guns for free too. That's good. Okay. It wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. It's a polar bear. I thought I already set the barracks to repair. Does repair only last until it fills up the first time? Like, can you set something to repair while it's taking damage?
Unit lost.
Oh wow, the polar bear is in actual danger. Interesting. I just had a good chunk of my army die to a polar bear. So I could have been sending conscripts out this whole time to garrison these houses out here. It looks like the bear is like an environmental hazard. That's cool.
Structure garrison.
Alright, I'm building up some money now. Start building some more dudes.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Build some tanks.
Building. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Once I reveal on the mini-map, the Fog of War, is it permanently revealed at that point?
Ready.
Or is it based on the survival of the units that revealed it?
Unit ready. Unit
That question
ready.
makes sense.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Okay. I put them in those houses because I thought that they were that the enemy had to move past them to get around the back, but maybe not.
Unit ready.
Permanently revealed. So sometimes it's worth sending out a single scout unit. Is that a RTS strat of just building a shitty unit that you send out to scout to get as much of the map revealed as possible? Now it won't show you targets, right? Unless if
Unit ready.
they're in some living unit's line of sight, but it'll still show you what's on the map.
Ship reporting.
Dogs are good at scouting. Oh, that makes sense. Now, how are you guys able to tell that which of my buildings took damage? Do they just start having like a fire effect on them if they take even a point of damage? Oh wow.
Unit ready.
Destroyers seem like they have an advantage over my subs.
Unit lost.
Okay, he wasted damage there.
Unit ready.
But on fire, you know it's damaged. It only happened to a certain threshold. I see. Other than that, you can kind of hover your wrench icon over all of them to see.
Unit ready.
Do my submarines have any kind of stealth in this sort of a situation?
Unit ready.
Like, do I have to attack for them to see me? I'm not sure how enemy unit vision works.
Waiting orders.
Okay, I don't think I need to have these guys in here, right?
Structure abandoned. Unit ready.
Oh, I didn't build any flak cannons. Oh, no, I still have some
Under
here.
attack.
Earlier.
Repairing.
Sometimes they can out-damage my repairing, I assume. Gotcha. So I guess I could build another
Unit
naval
ready.
shipyard, but there's not a lot for me to use that for. Could build more flak
Building.
cannons.
Unit ready.
Can't target except with a carrier unit. Okay.
Unit ready.
So I'm just sitting here soloing this thing, which is fine. Probably wouldn't build anything else I'd need to worry about anyway.
Unit ready.
Alright, so now is the time to go march my... I guess I could try to make some flak tracks to
Unit
transport my soldiers. Give that a try.
On hold. Cancel.
Let's see how many I need. Not clear on that yet.
Unit ready.
Okay, so if I take this guy over here, how many units can fit in a flak track usually? It's like 5 maybe?
Order received. Moving out. Moving out.
Okay. 5.
Waiting order. Moving.
That's cool.
Building.
Comrade. Conscript reporting.
So let me move them somewhere where I can keep track of how many of them there are.
Unit ready.
It's not worth it to transport your entire army using vehicles? Okay. That's what I need to know, thank you. Maybe have some...
Our base is under attack. Repairing.
Conscript reporting. Comrade. Ready, comrade. Comrade. Vehicle reporting.
Okay, so Shift T, I can make it pretty easy to select my entire army across the whole map. Gotcha. Oh, an amphibious transport. Now, how many soldiers does an amphibious transport fit?
Moving out. Moving out. For the Union. Moving out.
Okay, I understand. So I don't have my terror drones. Okay, because I have to select them differently. Even at this resolution, it's kind of hard to see my dudes. Now, they're good for scouting because they're hella fast, it looks like.
Waiting order. Comrade.
Oh wow, yeah, they caught up to my group like instantly. That was awesome.
Waiting orders. Ready, comrade.
Okay, cool. I see why you use them for scouting if you don't have... if they're available. Are they meant to be like kamikaze units in a way? Do you try to send them into the enemy base to take out their tanks? Because they're so fast?
Unit promoted.
Location confirmed. Location confirmed.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Just talking about aerial units attacking us, right? I assume? They seem to be sending the occasional plane over that my flak cannons have been taking out.
Unit promoted. Unit lost.
Are promoted units the basis for, like, Dota type games? Or is there something more advanced than just a promoted unit in Warcraft? I remember the Allied campaign, you start with, what's the character's name is Tanya or something? But she, like, is super powerful and she can one-shot submarines and things.
Unit
But
lost.
what I heard is they basically made
Unit lost.
a mod of a Warcraft game where they only had hero units like that were high promoted at different skills.
Unit promoted.
But they existed in the main campaign as like little micro units with superpowers.
Unit lost. Unit
Third up
lost.
arrow gives auto regen.
Unit lost. Unit promoted.
Kill a tank with
Unit
terror
lost.
drone, you lose the drone. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Unit
How's this thing
promoted.
not dead?
Unit
They
lost.
just, oh, they built another one. Okay, I
Unit
understand.
lost. Unit lost.
Probably just want to
Unit
place them
lost.
so they can kill stuff.
Unit promoted. Unit lost. Unit promoted.
The final promotion they regen. That's nice. That's the only way to heal most units, right?
Unit promoted.
Your tanks can upgrade as well.
Unit lost.
Each more powerful than before with their
Unit
upgrade also
promoted.
grants regen. Let's see, that's cool.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit promoted.
What does the most important allied base look like? Was it that one I just destroyed?
Unit
All attacking
lost.
units can promote. Gotcha.
Unit lost.
Target sighted. Target sighted.
Unit promoted.
But they said let's just use heroes and then like turret buildings basically. It's an interesting concept. Oh, third tier tank fires 2 shots at once.
Unit promoted.
Oh, okay.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Moving.
What do you think about genres that develop because of alternate play modes or mods and
Unit promoted.
unrelated genres, right?
Encountering enemy.
Get the same with Battle Royale games. Cool. Master Sergeant. Korean invasion was repelled with such ferocity that some members of their government have spoken secretly to us of peace.
With the United States reeling from one bloody blow after the other, President Michael Dugan today called to European allies from an unknown location.
I now ask for your help.
Hey, it's
The
Leland
United
from
States was Romanov's first target.
Twin Peaks.
Join our fight, or we will not be his last.
French General René Lyon has asked for a massive allied commitment, but so far the countries have been slow to
Comrade, it appears we have overestimated the cowardice of our European neighbors. It seems the French gathered together with the German army along the Polish border.
But these fools have left their homelands exposed. Show them the meaning of Soviet irony. Invade Paris and use our Tesla technology to short-circuit their plans.
Leave nothing.
Show them the meaning of Soviet irony. Energize the Paris Tower.
Transmission.
They mean the Eiffel Tower? Did they not say that?
If you are prepared, General, your strike team is assembled in Paris.
Crazy Ivan.
I always like the City of Lights.
What does Crazy Ivan
Pity
do?
we cannot be there in person when the
Okay, so
lights
this
go out.
mission is only build units, I guess.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
I do like missions that play around with different restrictions, like the last one being defense focused, this one only having a barracks. It's cool.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
It's like I have a finite amount of money, I can spend it however I like. Is Crazy Ivan basically a kamikaze troop?
Unit ready. Incoming transmission.
What's over here?
Use the Tesla troopers.
I think you will like this, General. The demolitions expert known as Crazy Ivan is among your forces here. He will be well suited for the task at hand.
It's pretty great. Did he kill a bunch of my own units there?
Unit
I
lost.
think we want to try that again now that I know how to do that. That's cool, they teach you with the Tesla coil there.
Incoming transmission.
If you are prepared, General, your strike team is assembled.
These guys
in
are Crazy
Paris.
Ivans.
I always like
The red
City of
bandana.
Lights. Pity we cannot be there. in
Oh, it was
person
explosive
when the lights
barrels.
go out. I think you will like this, General. The demolitions expert known as Crazy Ivan is among your forces here. He will be well suited for the task at hand.
Unit lost.
Now, is Crazy Ivan supposed to, like, sneak up on enemies?
Here, hold this.
Unit lost.
They do blow up when they die. Okay, good to know. Plant bombs on your own units and put them in a flak truck. Your flak truck becomes a bomb that detonates as soon as it unloads. That's cool. Okay. So what's the right way to use him? Because it seems like if I send him in solo, he's gonna get killed before he can plant anything, right? Obviously, you're not supposed to send him in solo, but oops.
Incoming.
So I'll send one in solo up here to blow up the explosive barrels.
If you are prepared, General, your strike team is assembled in Paris. I always like the city of...
How can I shoot an explosive barrel safely?
Pity
Is there
we
like a
cannot
button
be
I
there
can
in
press to make
person
him
when
shoot
the lights
immediately?
go out.
Shit. From like max distance?
Moving out. Order received.
Undefended base buildings, we're just gonna send them in.
Moving out.
I see.
Training.
I'm not gonna build any of them for now, just because it seems super dangerous.
Unit ready. On hold. Cancelled. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit
So I have a
ready.
full retinue here.
Unit.
Now, do you think the enemy is similarly limited in this mission?
Unit ready. 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 Unit ready.
Conscript reporting.
Unit
As a
ready.
suicide truck bomber?
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
And now I'm broke.
Insufficient
Conscript
funds.
reporting.
Unit ready.
For Mother Russia. For Mother Russia.
Unit lost.
Mother Russia. You are sure. Moving out. For home country. Attacking.
It might be pointless to go fight these guys, right? Hard to say for sure. Well, I guess I could capture an oil refinery to get money, right? It's another way to get more funds. That's why I go this direction. Should have blown up those barrels instead.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit promoted.
For home country. Attacking. Attacking. For home
Right.
country. For Mother Russia.
Unit
So
lost.
if I send one of my engineers that I started with over here,
Unit promoted.
he can cap this building.
Examining diagrams. Conscript reporting. Attacking.
That's
For home
cool.
country.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Moving out. Moving out. Order received. You are
Now, is it worth trying to separate out? Oh, shoot these things.
Unit lost.
Way too close there, bummer.
Building captured.
I was gonna ask if it's worth trying to send my rank 3 units back and then try to build them into a separate elite army. Or to save them in these sorts of situations.
Unit lost.
Like, I just lost a level 3 guy, which is unfortunate. You get a flat... Do you get a flat amount of income for capturing an oil field, or does it generate over time? Oh, I have a flak truck. Where did this come from? I didn't think I had any vehicles in this stage at all.
changing position. Moving. Moving.
I'm more used to it now than I was an hour and 40 minutes ago.
Location confirmed.
Incoming transmission.
I think you will like this, General. The demolitions expert known as Crazy Ivan is among your forces here. He will be well suited for the task at hand.
Training.
Thanks.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Oh, that's sad. You get 1,000 when you capture and then a little over time. Does it eventually run out?
Unit ready.
Waiting orders. For the Union. For the
Insufficient
Union.
funds.
Order received. For the
Oh yeah, Tesla troopers are expensive. Good to know.
You are sure? For
It was a reinforcement.
moving out.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit promoted. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Those are all my promoted
Unit
dudes.
promoted.
Moving out.
So I have 2 now.
For the Union.
Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting.
So this stage is a lot more like Myth the Fallen Lords. It looks like it's micro only. You can build more units, but that's about it.
Moving. Encountering enemy.
Unit lost.
I'm going. What's over here? Copy. What's that?
It takes a while for them to blow up. That's good to know.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
So once it's planted, it will explode after some time. Is there like an anti-Crazy Ivan unit that can save them at that point? I think I've already lost this map. I'm actually not sure how you're supposed to approach this one.
And I'll take care of the rest, Commander. Yes, Cobra. Moving out. Rubber shoes in motion.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty tiny, I see now.
Going to source, Cobra. Commencing shock.
Unit lost.
Whoa, that's cool. They can make it to a service depot in time. Gotcha.
Unit ready.
Electrician in the field. Moving out.
Electrician in the field.
Unit lost.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't know how I would get. I guess I need to have Crazy Ivans.
Unit lost.
But even then, they would all kill me super fast.
Unit lost.
Heavily fortified.
Unit lost.
There's the Eiffel Tower. Not happening this attempt, but I can try it for next mission, I guess.
Comrade General, we must move.
So I just need to get one
Secure a good charge.
Tesla soldier to get to the Eiffel Tower, basically.
Lost. Unit lost.
But they have to survive long enough to completely charge it, I guess. Need to learn how to garrison in this mission. Okay. That can get me... So I don't... Let me think about this. I don't really have enemies that are making it to my base. How can I use garrisoning on the offensive? Is it that if they're in a building, they can attack from all directions, so I can approach the building from a safe direction, and then use the garrison building to kill nearby units on the other side of it? Try reloading here.
Incoming
get hurt.
transmission.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
If you are prepared, General, your strike team is assembled in Paris. I always like the City of Lights. Pity we cannot be there in person when the lights go out.
They're invincible when they're in a building?
Structure garrison.
It's good to know.
Unit ready.
So I can basically move from garrison to garrison.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Do they die if the building gets destroyed? Do they die? Or do they just pop out of the building?
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Gotcha.
Unit ready.
Okay, thank you. I was trying to figure out, like, how is this mission even possible? That makes a lot of
Unit
sense.
ready.
They just pop out.
Garrison.
Okay, gotcha.
Conscript report on conscript.
Do they continue to level up when they're in a building?
Moving out.
Structure garrison.
Conscript reporting. Waiting order.
Oh, we don't want to do that.
Waiting
I only want to select the ones that aren't already in buildings. Will they automatically move out of a building if I do the select all command?
Comrade. Comrade. For the Union. Moving out. Moving out.
Gotcha. So, like, once it looks like a garrison building has no dudes nearby, I can safely remove the guys that are currently garrisoning it and just keep kind of pushing forward like that.
Structure garrison.
Deploy them in the building.
Structure abandoned. Structure abandoned.
Let's see. I'm getting it. Thank you. This is a good mission.
Conscript report.
Yeah, I feel like if I were to recreate this game just to try to teach a total FPS noob, this would have been the first mission, and then the you just need to build and defend, and there's no one to go out and attack mission would be my second one. For sure. Different buildings have different capacities based on their size, it looks like.
Structure garrison.
Da. Order received. Da.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. I meant to say RTS.
Structure garrison. Structure abandoned.
Kaboom!
Structure garrison.
Order received. For Mother Russia. Order received. For Mother Russia.
Unit lost.
Home country.
Take him out.
Structure abandoned.
Comrade, moving out.
Unit lost.
Maybe this building down here would have been close enough. Alright, let's send an engineer over and get some money.
Engineering. Examining diagrams.
Teaching units and teaching concepts. That's true, yeah, they gate access to units from level to level.
Conscript report.
But I'm guessing at this point, like, the people that are playing a game like Red Alert are probably already familiar with RTS games. And every game in a genre doesn't need to teach you the very basics of how to play it, right? It can be frustrating when a game is telling you, use the analog stick to move your character, and it's like, no shit.
Structure abandoned.
Doy.
Structure abandoned. Structure abandoned.
Okay. Now, will garrison units that don't have vision, like in an area that I haven't uncovered on the Fog of War, will they still attack enemies there?
Comrade reporting. Moving out.
Alright, let's build some more guys. More
Training.
conscripts, I guess.
Unit ready.
Order received.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Yeah, I did the tutorial. I actually did it before stream today just to be a little bit more ready.
Unit ready.
And even that I feel didn't,
Unit ready.
through level design, teach me basic concepts so well.
Structure garrison.
Taught me about clicking
Unit
things, but
ready. Structure garrison.
Order received. Order received.
like I said, hey, you can garrison, but it didn't put me in a situation where I had to garrison to win, you know?
You are sure?
That makes sense. Flak transport.
Moving out.
I want to send one guy to blow up those barrels.
Comrade,
Maybe I can get their attention by doing that.
for home country.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's not this game's fault. It's just that we've learned much better how to teach game design.
Conscript reporting. Comrade,
So it's certainly not. It's not Red Alert 2's fault.
conscript reporting.
We have 18 years of lessons since it came out.
For home country.
I do think a lot of games can rely on every other game in the genre teaching you basic stuff, like, you know, use the analog stick to move, press right trigger to shoot. Do enemy units automatically target promoted units?
Sure? You are sure? For Mother Russia.
Unit lost.
Oh, that sucks. A little bit too close there.
For Mother Russia.
Looks like explosive barrels don't actually harm tanks too much.
Unit promoted.
Comrade. Conscript reporting. Order received.
That does not auto
Structure abandoned.
move them, as you guys mentioned.
Waiting orders. Comrade reporting.
Training. Unit
For
ready.
Mother Russia.
Unit
Attacking.
ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Squads and tactics.
Unit promoted. Unit.
Yeah, I can do tactical RPGs pretty easily, like Final Fantasy Tactics,
Unit lost.
Order received.
Structure garrison.
For the Union.
Fire Emblem style games, because you have time to make decisions.
Unit lost.
It's the RT in RTS that
Structure
freaks me out,
abandoned.
but I'm doing better today. Appreciate everyone's help and patience.
Structure abandoned. Unit lost. Structure garrison. Unit lost. Structure abandoned. Structure abandoned.
Order received.
Unit promoted.
Hey, unit.
Structure garrison.
Order received.
Unit lost. Structure garrison. Unit lost.
They're going the most inefficient way to get over there, but that's okay.
Unit lost. Structure abandoned. Unit lost.
I need Tesla troopers to take those guys off.
Unit lost.
Waiting orders. For the
Send everybody home here. Kill this pillbox.
Unit lost.
Whoa, wish I had a building blow up that
Lost.
killed all of my soldiers. Shit. Alright, well, we're doing okay on money, so I can build a bunch more dudes and then try to push.
Training. Unit ready. On hold.
Actually, let me reduce. I
Cancel.
think I want like 10 of these guys,
Training.
maybe.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Deliberately
Unit
make them not
ready.
path like idiots.
Unit ready.
Right.
Training.
It's interesting to me that when you're training somebody, the amount of
Insufficient
money it
funds.
costs drains slowly until they
Unit
finish
ready.
building. It's clever. Let me send this Tesla guy over here. We're going to send them in last. Could maybe send one guy in. Or I could try sending in my flak truck. Flak track. Let me save really quick. Doing a little bit better than my last attempt. Yeah, long-term XP management is really frustrating. I hate that there's a finite amount of XP in games like that.
Comrade,
It's not fun.
order received for the Union. Comrade, order received.
Do I have a building near here that's technically garrisoned, or is it just showing as red on the minimap because it's a building I possess?
Waiting order. Comrade, waiting order. Waiting order. Moving out. Da.
And this reinforcement is the only one I get on the whole map, right? Yeah, and like it... There you go! We were talking yesterday about trying to come up with games that have perverse incentives. I feel like... Fire Emblem has perverse incentives about leveling up characters, right? You're heavily incentivized.
Location changing position. Moving.
I don't want to get these guys too close, I just want to put them nearby.
We will bury them. Attacking. Yes,
Come on, guys. Please destroy the pillbox before everything else blows up. Thank you. It didn't go as well as I wanted it to.
surging forward. Ready, comrade. Moving.
I have to double click it to deploy everybody that's in there.
Moving.
Now, can I repair this truck, or do I need an engineer to do that?
Confirmed.
Or can I? No, I need to have a supply depot to repair a vehicle, right?
Incoming
That's my only option.
transmission.
I think you will like this, General. The demolitions expert known as Crazy Ivan is among your forces here. He will be well suited for the task at hand.
I think we're gonna want to go. Let's see, I've damaged these guys a little bit already.
Moving.
This is a safer path in.
Moving.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Oh, that's a bummer. Thing's too strong. Guess if I drove it directly into them,
Ready,
I
comrade.
could try doing that really quick. Hold on. Let's give it a shot.
Location confirmed.
Right. Yeah, and it's interesting that the game has remained that way for so long.
Incoming transmission.
Until Monster Hunter World came out, Monster Hunter had a similar problem.
think
They
you'll
were just
like this,
doing
General.
stuff because that's the way it's
The
always been done,
demolitions
you know?
expert known as Crazy Ivan is among your forces here. He will be well suited for the task at hand.
Now, if my truck blows up, let's see, how do I phrase this question? If I don't manually instruct my guys to get out of the truck and it just gets destroyed, do both of them still trigger their death explosions, their martyrdom thing, or do they have to be out of the truck for that to happen?
Location confirmed. We will bury that. Countering enemy. Location confirmed.
Unit lost.
It looks like they get out automatically, so you can use it as a suicide truck. But I gotta like almost send it past those guys to make sure they blow up in the right place. Let's try it again. Dude, you're driving the most inefficient way to get over there.
Unit lost.
Alright, that did some damage, not a lot. My garrison guys over here can get some deeps in.
Structure abandoned. Unit lost.
Too close.
You are sure?
Unit lost.
Now what causes guys to lie on the ground like that?
Unit lost. Unit promoted. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Moving out.
Structure garrison.
Nice. So garrisoning there saved my soldiers long enough to kill another one of the vehicles. Very nice.
Structure abandoned.
Conscript reporting.
Alright, we're about at time. I'm going to see if I can finish this mission really quick since we're fairly close. I'll do a save and then I'll have my Tesla soldiers rush in
Training.
with these guys.
Comrade.
And we'll see if that's enough to make it. Not going to count on it. If they die, we'll call it there.
To the tower, and I'll take care of the rest, Commander.
Unit lost.
You are sure?
Is there a time step
Insufficient.
in this
funds.
game? Like, can you make time move slower or faster? Or not really?
Yes, comrade.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
For Mother Russia.
Unit promoted.
For home country.
Gotta be careful when sending them to attack something. They won't attack stuff in their way, will they? Russian. Haha!
For the Union.
This is my big fear, this group of 4 tanks in here.
Incoming transmission.
For the Union.
Comrade General, we must move closer to the tower.
I love how he's
Whoever
partially in
will charge.
CG.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yeah, that would be hard to brute force. I definitely need to kill the guys around while I'm charging it, right?
Unit lost. Our base is under
Oh, I do have to finish killing all remaining allied troops. Huh. Do I get a benefit for taking over the tower?
Unit lost. Unit
I didn't think it would make me kill all the remaining troops. Like, did it like supercharge my Tesla characters or something?
Unit promoted. Unit lost.
No, they're about to destroy it. Okay, well I think I know better for next time. Tower becomes a giant Tesla coil. Which then... Oh, okay. So it just starts damaging things that are near it. Cool. Well, thank you again for sharing this game.
Control terminated.
This was retro, but Cappy has also shared this in the distant past. I feel much more confident in attempting an RTS game in the future, so if my badness at it has been what's been keeping you from sharing them in the future, go ahead and continue to include them. I just need practice with them is all. And probably practice with a more traditional RTS over something like Myth. We'll be taking some time down here before the D&D stream starts. That'll be in about 20 minutes. Matt and Lisa are going to be